Alright. It's Brad and Jerrid here with a Force Ghost in the back. Well, I can make that effect.
Nice! Do it!
Yes,
Do
I'm a
it.
Jedi now.
Do it!
I'll have to see if Pinnacle does that. Before we get into the review of this movie, we do have another contest going on Patreon. If you subscribe to us over at patreon.com/thecinemasnob and look at one of the most recent entries we have over there, we got a new contest going on where this time you can enter to win, let's see, we have Star Wars related stuff. We have this Lando Calrissian Tiki.
Nice.
Which is the perfect thing to drink Colt 45 out when you sneak it into a Star Wars movie. So we got this Lando Geeky Tiki and for I guess the Ryan Johnson and Last Jedi fans, we've got a Knives Out cup.
Nights Out?
Nights Out. We got a Knives Out cup on here. Stay tuned to the end of the video because I don't want a whole lot at the beginning of this being devoted to that. So stay tuned at the end of the video where I'll describe what the rules are, and also we'll sign them on camera as well. So that'll be to enter again, it's patreon.com/thecinemasnob.
Patreon giveaway starts here.
Yeah. We'll have a Cats one too when we got the Cats video going up tomorrow. So okay, who wants to go first?
Oh my God! Okay. People, you're watching this video, grab your phones. If you are near a Regal theater, get on that app. Get your tickets now. Mm-hmm. This movie was so good. This movie was so good.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you had fun.
What'd you like about it?
I don't know.
So much stuff that I can't talk about.
Just the spoilers.
I liked everything.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay, not just like everything.
Yeah.
There were some things that were you were kind of like, wait, what about this? Wait, what about that?
Yeah.
But as a whole, the movie was just it was yes, after weeks of Richard Jewell.
Would you go back and rewatch Richard Jewell?
No.
Sounds like you've been watching it on repeat or something. We have you chained in our house.
Watching Richard Jewell.
No! Make it stop!
And it was just the Macarena scene, too, that we were repeating for him. It's like 1996 all over again.
After weeks of Richard Jewell and Gemini Man and all this other stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, no. This is the kind of movie that makes it all worthwhile.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
I don't know.
If you didn't like it, get out of my car.
So did you like it, or did you dislike it?
There are parts I really liked.
Sure.
But then there's parts I'm like, huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk about without spoilers.
I know!
But it's, there's parts with Kylo Ren that I loved.
Mm-hmm.
Parts that I was like, huh, alright, that was a choice. Or like, I don't know, just things that are like really convenient that happen, or things that are very, what?
No, go ahead.
Or things that are very like, that was cheesy.
Sure.
There's a scene where someone's like, there's been something I've been meaning to tell you.
Right.
And then
some things not being followed up on.
Right,
and then I'm like, oh, okay.
So
what? And then no.
So and that was one of the things that I was like, you know, you get kind of confused, like, okay, they brought it up and it never got resolved, but okay.
I felt like it was a lot of the stuff that the things that kind of came up randomly in this movie were trying to like apologize to the fans for Last Jedi. You know what I mean? Not that Last Jedi was bad. I thought Last Jedi had problems for sure.
I mean,
but the fans that like Last Jedi were like, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. And then there's like, okay, we're going to follow that up with a really quick explanation for something. Yeah. And then, keep going with the story.
I don't know if I'd really call it so much apologetic, just as much as it was. Well, no, I thought it was just more resolving the story as a whole. I mean,
Sure.
I mean, yeah, I think as a linear story between like Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and now Rise of Skywalker, it pretty much just tells the story as a whole. And this was the resolution of the whole thing, you know. So, I mean, I don't know what Can you give an example without giving spoilers?
Or what, being apologetic or addressing like the last movie?
Yeah.
Well, with the shit, that's
Is it hard?
It is hard. It is hard.
I can talk about this.
There's a character. Okay, so have you guys seen the? Can I say what happened in the Last Jedi? Like,
Well, yeah, you can spoil Last Jedi.
So okay, so there's kind of like you kind of sense like that. Finn has feelings for Rey.
Oh.
And so in this movie, he kind of says like they're about to like kind of die, and he's like, "There's been something I've been meaning to tell you," and then
This is early on in the movie.
yeah, that's early on in the movie. But then they don't ever. It's like, oh, okay, so I guess something. But then they don't talk about it later. I was like, I went to the bathroom and I was like, did he say that he loved her when I was in the bathroom? And you're like, no, they never followed up with that. I'm sorry if that was a spoiler, but
So, no,
that's
that
one
happens
thing I
early
can think
on in
of.
the movie.
And also, there's also some things with. Shit, I don't know. There's a lot of other things with spoilers. It's hard to talk about.
Yeah.
I could talk about this movie fairly easy
Okay.
without getting into spoilers.
Yeah, why don't
Okay,
So
what did you think? What did
People are
you?
mostly here for you, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually would be funny if I went through this whole thing just like not saying anything.
Brad's review
Like-
starts here.
The Jerrid and Laura show. That's a sitcom.
We used to do stuff like that where we would send a couple other people to movies.
Yeah,
and,
right.
And
you were
everything.
like back to back like this.
Oh yeah.
This girl.
Thursdays at 7 on NBC.
She's a millennial and he's a Gen X.
Will they ever get along?
Anyways,
So you loved it. You are okay
Indifferent.
with it, I guess. Indifferent. I fucking hated this.
Did
fucking
you
movie.
really?
Yes.
You-
I thought this was a pile of dog shit.
you leaned over to me and you're like, sucks.
This movie is balls.
What?
Dude, there is this
That's why
time.
you've been so quiet since
This
we got
time,
home.
because I needed to save it for the camera, like because this movie, this time of year, there's a lot of great things out this year because this is where they put a lot of the better movies tend to come out at the end of the year because that's when all the awards are and all of that and the fact that this dog shit is cluttered in so many theaters when there's probably a dozen better movies you could
Marriage
see.
Story.
Yeah.
What?
Marriage Story is on Netflix, and this shit is probably in like 4,000 theaters.
What?
My God, this movie was insufferable. I hated
Insufferable.
hated
I wouldn't say
this movie.
insufferable. I would say there were some good
It
parts.
was punishingly mediocre, which makes me so mad at it. This movie
You were
is
really
just
channeling the cinema snob right there.
No, because I'm not saying any jokes. I'm just saying this movie sucks. Because this movie is just exposition, barking orders, exposition, barking orders, exposition, barking orders. It's just scene, 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 scene. Going here, going here, going. It's like watching the world's lamest cut scenes from a video game.
What about the Kylo Ren stuff?
That is the only thing in this movie that I like.
That's why I'm like kind of like okay, this movie wasn't very good except for the Kylo Ren stuff, and that's why I'm like okay. There's way worse movies out in theaters right now. I'm like okay.
Well,
this
yeah,
is
like Playing with Fire is in theaters right now. Like
Richard
no,
Jewell is in theaters.
Richard Jewell is a million times better
I know.
than
I'm
this movie.
like
Richard Jewell is a movie.
I didn't even see
this
it, but
movie. Richard Jewell is a movie. This movie is a product. It is just a
Yeah,
made by
I see what you're saying,
cynical product shit out into theaters. I hated it. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. I'm glad you had a good time at the movie. Like, I wouldn't be. It's not like if we were sitting in the car.
You had fun.
It's not like if we were sitting in the car driving home that I'd be just laying into whatever. Like,
I'm just shocked. I'm just like, what?
I didn't think this movie was fun. The only thing I liked about this movie was Kylo Ren.
I like the sexual tension between Kylo Ren and Rey.
Kylo Ren is the only actual character in this trilogy. Seriously. Like, the other characters are not characters. They are just tools. That's it. Kylo Ren actually has an arc through this thing, through all three movies, a backstory, an intriguing backstory, an intriguing conclusion. Everybody else is the same. In this movie.
You know what? I think in Force Awakens is my favorite. But I'm like, what I'm disappointed about in this movie, like the whole trilogy actually, is that Finn starts out with a really good way to start like a trilogy. He is a stormtrooper who's fleshed out, but then in the second one he's just reduced to a subplot with.
Did you see what I did there, Regal?
With Rose?
Yeah, with Rose and Poe. And then in the third one, he's not even a person. Like, he's just kind of like a tool, like you said.
Yeah, just to provide exposition and move to point A to point B while forgetting to be an actual character.
It's just a waste of, an opportunity for a character. Like, a stormtrooper is being fucking a character in this.
Characters are too powerful in this movie, too. Like, I felt no sense of danger for anything in this. Like, this movie, the characters in this movie, the heroes in this movie feel like they're operating on a cheat code where anything, there's no sense of danger. There's no sense, no one seems scared because you could have had a character in this movie halfway through just do a snap of the finger and make every villain explode, and I would have bought it. Not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying I would have bought it, considering everything that conveniently happens.
But they'd have to collect the Infinity Stones first.
Or the magic dagger?
Yeah.
That's in this.
I forgot that was a thing in this movie.
Yeah, of course this plot has a magic dagger.
What are you referring to?
The dagger.
There's a dagger.
With the inscription on it.
Right.
Forgot about
No. In this movie, yes, but what are you referring to as the magic dagger?
The magic dagger.
Oh. Well, you just like
my dick, bro.
That's what we call it.
No, so
magic dagger.
No.
When you had in the other movies, like, okay, it's not like in the other trilogy I thought that like Luke was gonna die or anything like that, but it's written so well that he conveyed a sense of danger whether he's facing off against the Rancor or the ending of Empire Strikes Back. You can see it in his eyes that he's scared and has to work through all this shit in his head to try to figure out a way out of the situation, like with the Rancor, or the end of Empire, which ends very dark and seems like, and in his point of view, feels like, hey, he could die in this situation. In this, there's nothing like that in this movie. They practically cure death twice in this film, which makes it to where when someone does die, I'm like, really? Does it matter? You've just cured death multiple times in this film.
Keep up the nerd talk, honey. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's just
I'm not saying.
Some of the terminology that you're using, I'm like, I don't know what that's from.
Oh, okay.
So that's all. We were like, when he does this in this movie, I was like, I don't remember that. Sorry.
Yeah, like, it's not like I'm gonna be obsessing over this movie when it's done. Like, I saw this movie, I didn't like it, I'm going to go about my day afterwards. I'm not going to be creating fake Twitter accounts to be obsessing over this film. Like every hyperbolic reaction to
Dear
Last
Disney
Jedi.
Corporation, I did not like.
I get what you're saying.
I'm gonna go about my day after this, but
I get what you're saying though. With the Disney, I'm kind of just pissed off at Disney at this point. It's more so Disney than I am pissed off at like JJ Abrams or anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm not even pissed at this movie. I'm just saying like. Disney is just like this corporation that's just starting to like shit out like a bunch of things just to make money.
What's frustrating about this movie is that, and honestly this trilogy, is that, look, it's not like I'm a casual fan of this. It's not like I'm an expert on things in the extended universe or anything like that.
You actually did bring up a good point between like like the comparison of Luke in
oh, sure.
in the original
but,
trilogy versus this.
But what I mean is, like, you had between the novels that came afterwards, all the extended universe and things like that, you had a wealth of material you could have drawn from to make a series of movies. And this decided to do none of that and just ignore it and give us this trilogy. Now, I liked Force Awakens. I had fun with it. I didn't leave it thinking it was great, but I had fun with it. Last Jedi is a movie that the more time went on, the more I saw bigger flaws in it, but there were things that I still really enjoyed about it, mixed in with things that I didn't. And this, what I enjoyed about this is minor. Very, 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 very minor. And it's the end of the trilogy, which makes me sit here and be like, this is shit fucking worth it. For
Like,
me.
what's the
For
point?
me. For me. If anyone else, look, if anyone else loves this movie, fine. Fine.
I just know you make good points, and now it's
No, I do not want to take. You love
It's
this
just-
movie. I do not want to take away
Jared
from.
starts crying.
I don't want to do that.
Why,
I don't want to
Brad,
do that.
why?
No,
Why?
no.
Why are you gonna ruin
I
it?
just
Why are you
didn't
taking
like
this
this
away
movie.
from me?
and just the vibe in that theater. This is the most. I've been to every. From the prequels on, because it was 2 when Jedi came out, but so
Right.
after that, I've been at the Star Wars movies in their like Thursday night showings, Friday midnight, whatever, and even in the worst, like the prequels, there was still a big energy in the room. It still felt like an event, you know. This. Oh man,
Brad,
it
there was assigned seating though. There's more.
No. I can back myself up on this
Well, we were
because
talking about this before. We were saying like maybe it's just the assigned seating or something.
no, man, like because there was only like I only saw like one person in there who was dressed up. The ending, everyone just kind of quietly left the theater.
Yeah, I guess
when
you're
I
right
was
on
in
that.
when I was in the bathroom. I'm not making this up. When I was in the bathroom, there was a couple of guys in there talking. One of them goes, well, I don't know, like, I had some problems with it. Some stuff didn't make sense. I mean, granted, I kind of fell asleep halfway through. That's what I overheard some guy say in the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, man, that sums up this whole experience, dude.
Wow.
So would you say the prequels are better?
No.
Get the hell out!
Let me add on top of that, though. No, because
She
the prequels...
likes the prequels. I like the originals.
The
No.
dialogue...
Oh, don't put words in my mouth.
The dialogue is worse in the prequels. The effects, my God, in
This
the
fall on
prequels.
Fox.
There's a lot of things way worse about the prequels, certainly.
Oh, God, yeah.
This one, though, is so punishingly mediocre that I would rather watch the prequels, because at least there's some sense of emotion in them. Like, at least, like,
Yes, but
from me watching it, is what I mean.
Okay.
Not like,
I think
no.
like Anakin and like
No,
okay,
no.
okay.
Oh, there's real passion there.
Yeah.
No,
This is pod racing.
no. At
Well,
least,
it's like kind of
at
a time
least-
capsule too.
yeah. At least it's like there's fascination in how bad some of those movies are.
Oh,
This-
I love the prequels in that regard.
This, I got no joy out of anything in this movie. I just wanted it to be over. I just wanted it to end. It was such a slog to get through this movie. And it's long. And it's...
Jared's gonna start crying at any moment.
But I mean, okay, you know,
I
I've been
disagree.
sure.
Some people.
I've been very
clap.
negative here.
You know what? Okay.
Because I do have to keep the car
You
on.
know,
I
Princess
forgot all about
Leia stuff I want to talk about. That was impressive how they actually kind of dealt with it. 'Cause
Sure.
it wasn't all CGI. I was like, they must have used deleted scenes or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they did, but that was a positive.
Okay. Yeah.
That was a positive.
Yeah.
And also,
And that's not a spoiler, so yeah.
I mean, she's in the trailer, and we all know
Yeah.
she died in real life.
Right,
so
right.
It's like,
Spoiler.
Whoa! Wait, she what?
and Kylo Ren, I thought in like the Rey stuff, I was like, just kiss already, god damn it.
Kiss you fool.
And you know, that was like I should.
I liked that. Like, yeah,
Ship it.
Kylo Ren.
There's a lot of sexual like tension there. I was like, okay, I totally shipped the hell out of this.
He's the best thing about these three movies. Like, he is.
And
that character I legitimately like.
And
I
I
like
do
Adam
think,
Driver.
and I do think that there was a big focus on him on this trilogy. I mean, it's not like he was like a supporting character.
He's a supporting character.
You think so?
Yeah, because there's a whole section in this movie that he's barely in.
I mean,
He's in it more than Finn or
yeah,
Power.
yeah.
He is, but he's still definitely not the lead. It's still Rey.
No, it's still Rey,
like-
but I would say
Yeah.
he's like the second to the.
Yeah, like the
Yeah, I would
the
say
co-star.
that, but he's
Yeah.
not. I would not say he's. I wish he was the lead in this. I wish he was the lead in this whole trilogy.
I don't hate
He's-
Rey though. It's not like it
Rey-
was
it's-
like.
no.
I like Rey. I think
Ray's
she's
not
fine.
Jar Jar Binks or anything like that, but Rey is
Me so want to.
Rey.
Me so want to paint the force.
I could
Me
care
want
either
us
way
for
about
Kylo Ren.
Rey. Like, she feels the same to me in
Let's
this
make out, Kylo
as
Ren.
in the beginning of the series. And at the beginning of this trilogy. And because of that, she's not that interesting of a character to me.
Kiss me, you fool. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry, you're so irritated with
Would you
me.
ship that? Would you ship?
No, I'm
would you
irritated
ship?
with this movie.
Would you ship?
I see you keep giving me like side eye.
No, you're fine.
Would you ship Kylo Ren and Jar Jar Binks?
What? Why would I say yes?
Let's leave that to Wood Rocket.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
The internet. Now that the internet heard me say that, you just wait. All the fan fiction.
Mm-hmm.
All,
Plus Jerrid in it too. Like just
Watching
watching.
and loving every minute of it.
Yeah, Jerrid was totally jerking off during this movie.
it's true.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So what else did you like about this?
Yeah, tell us what you
Oh,
So I can take a shit on it.
like, so we can crush
I mean,
you.
that's just the thing. I mean, about the only thing. God. That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. God, that's the problem. I can't really talk about a whole lot.
Oh, I forgot about this too. Like, whenever, like, you see him in the trailer, Palpatine's in this.
Oh, okay.
Whenever he was on screen, it felt like I was watching a Star Wars Hellraiser movie.
We have
such
sights to show you.
Yeah, it was exactly what it was. It was like, I know where he's at. He's in the labyrinth from Hellbound Hellraiser 2.
Oh,
But granted, only about 5% of the climax of this movie could I watch because of all the fucking strobing in it.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was a
True.
long
true.
period of this movie where I had to
There's like
cover my eyes.
there's like
Oh,
an
true,
Yeah,
true,
there's like
true.
an epilepsy warning. Not
I
in the,
can see
not
why.
in the movie, but I've seen it online.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah, so I have epilepsy, so I'm like, this movie is so bad, it's daring me not to watch it.
Rose is hardly in this.
They jar-jarred the hell out of her.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so I kind of get the reason why if the actress was like, I know I have to be in it, but can you not put it in me that much? Because she is so, like, harassed.
Well, did she say that?
No, I'm saying I get if that was what happened.
Oh.
and
I mean,
you're like-
yeah,
Okay.
fans did not like Rose, and I was just like, I don't know why. I mean, she was.
I didn't really like Rose, but I'm not going to fucking send her death threats. I'm not going to, like,
Yeah.
try and make her want to die. Like, yeah, she's hardly in this, and when she shows up, I'm like, it's kind of like
right.
it's kind of like the fuck Saul thing that we have for independent
for Windy City.
Windy City.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like because towards the end, like Ray, Poe, and Finn, they all like hug each other, like, oh, we finally made it. And I'm like, well, I guess fuck Rose then. And she was like, in the second one, like, Rose had way more of a relationship with Finn and Poe, like,
They're-
especially Poe.
They're group hugging. Rose comes up. Yay, guys, we did it! And they're like, nope. Just
Yeah,
stay.
Rose is like, maybe has like a total of 15 lines, maybe? maybe, like, in this, and maybe even less, but she's just kind of like, oh, there she is in the background.
Yeah, and it's all simplistic dialogue, like everything else. There's like,
oh, we're
I'm
about
not
to
gonna
crash.
I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say who, of course, but there was one character in this movie who just flat out just goes, "Oh, I'm the spy." Like, wow, that's brilliant writing there. Real good. I'll bet you that took seconds.
I know, and this person that says they're a spy, I'm like, why are you coming out now to say you're a spy?
Cause,
like, but it's also like, you know, you've witnessed a bunch of carnage in the past 2 movies. Why are you now saying, like, I'm a spy, so I'm totally going to turn my back on this?
And but I think that that was also answered, you know, in the next scene.
Kind of.
Whenever he was like,
whenever
he was like, I just don't want Kylo Ren to win.
Okay, that's not really answering anything, though.
I don't know.
Whatever. I was kind of like, okay, the Kylo Ren stuff really worked for me.
Yeah.
In the race Kylo Ren stuff, I was like, oh shit, that was hot. And there was some other thing, like, you know, the puppetry, the CGI is still good, and, you know, I still like Star Wars at the end of the day. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I fucking hate this. This is the worst movie ever made. It's just,
Brad is.
No, I'm not. No, this is. No, I'm not. I'm an adult. Like,
I'm an adult.
Like, no, this movie's not even, like, I couldn't stand this movie. This movie's not going to be on my, if I did a bottom 20 of the year, this movie wouldn't be on it.
Brad's not the kind of guy that does that.
Let alone in a bottom. When I do my worst movies of the year, this movie's not going to be on it. Of course not.
Brad's not the kind of guy that's like, oh, the Star Wars movie. Oh, fuck, no. I'm going to be outraged about this. It's like, no, you're not the kind of guy that does that.
Yeah,
like, I know you're not.
No, I was kind of half joking when I said that, but yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, Brad's not the kind of guy that's like that. But I would say, like, I'm just kind of sick of Disney just shitting out things that are just to make money.
Yeah.
I wish they would go back. Maybe I'm just being a little nostalgic.
I'll
kind of
agree.
miss the kind of days where it's just like, oh, that was a fun movie.
I'll agree.
Like back in the 90s when it was like.
I'll agree with what you just said about Disney, because I just saw a commercial for the Scream saber. It's this toy lightsaber that you can record a scream that will play whenever you slash.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm just like,
put the Wilhelm scream in it. Or the Goofy scream.
Anyway, so you recommend it or not?
No. God, no.
In theaters?
No.
Or at all?
No.
I mean, if you've seen all the first two,
if you've seen the first two, you might as well. But, like, if you're asking me, do I recommend this movie? No, I couldn't stand this movie, so I don't. But, like, I mean, if you've seen the other two, you might as well. But if you could go either way on seeing this in the theater, don't. If you have to, there's nothing I could say that would change your mind on it.
Seems like there's.
And what sucks is that you know how many people are going to take your advice. I'm just kidding.
Nah, people made up their minds whether they want to see this movie.
It seems like there's like the extreme, the middle, and then the less positive extreme. It's like highly recommend it. I'm indifferent. You're like,
and it's really we covered
this
all
is a
three
spectrum
bases
right here. This is a spectrum.
Yeah. Like
I would say, like, it's not like an immediate thing you need to see. It's like, I guess you could wait.
Light side, dark side, extra. I don't know. Yeah.
Hufflepuff.
Sure.
Even though I'm
let's
not
sign
a
this.
But
what do I? Oh, okay. Yeah, but it's.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Here. Okay, so this is
I am your
way
father.
better. Okay, so this is a Billy D. Williams reference, but not this movie. I'm writing Vote Dent 1989. Because hell yeah, Batman 89. There you go.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Now how do I top that?
I loved this movie, Jerrid.
Best movie of the year.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to sign the
I guess
Knives
so.
Out?
I didn't know I was gonna sign something. So
I forgot to bring my sign in hand.
a sign in hand.
Just fill in one of his teeth and sign your name.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
I don't know
What'd
what
you
to
write?
say, honey.
Oh, just write your name.
I know the ending.
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna
Or what are you writing?
Me?
Oh, either or, I guess. Lando,
put
is this a spoiler? Oh, okay. No, yeah, you can say that. Lando did nothing wrong. Jerrid foils.
I just put a heart.
I will,
I want to draw like some boobies on the other one. I'm just kidding.
No, go for it. I am, okay, Jerrid, you might want to, not read what I'm writing on here. So I'm gonna spoil
You might
it.
go on a Twitter rant.
No. I'm just gonna spoil the ending.
Oh, here. Lando did nothing wrong.
I'm not gonna say what I'm writing because I'm spoiling the ending to this movie. I won't put the I won't put this
on Knives
picture
Out.
under.
On Knives Out. That's great.
So
meta.
don't read what I wrote. Don't
That's
flash the
meta.
camera.
That's meta.
So okay, if you go to patreon.com/theCinemaSnob, there'll be a blog entry on there. And would you read it? I warned you. I gave you spoiler warning. Careful, don't flash it to the camera.
I just drew a
but,
vagina and
so-
tits.
Oh, perfect. I won't show that either. So
Is that okay?
go
Should I
to
scribble
I
it?
added the blog entry on Patreon earlier. You go there and you write in the most cartoonish, hyperbolic, silly, negative review of this movie. Like basically being comic book guy, but to the extreme. And the most popular one gets wins and gets the Knives Out cup and also the Lando Tiki sent to
And
him
gets a
as well.
drawing of tits drawn by me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sell that for $100,000. Okay, well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. That was fun. We'll be back tomorrow with cats.
Oh,
we'll
God,
be back.
yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow with cats. So
Who are you?
I gotta see everything. Lloyd would never forgive me if I skipped that movie. See ya.
Bye.